Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today we're playing Danganronpa 2, and in today's episode, we are finally going to discover the true face of the killer. Who is it? Well, without further ado, let's hop into the game. Alright, the class trials reopened.
And my heart is throbbing like crazy right now.
Why?
The group's leader, Byakuya, got killed. And his killer is among this group of students?
Apparently.
No, I'm not gonna believe it. I'll never believe it.
Really?
'Cause I believe in everyone. So do your best. And don't forget to save regularly.
Save regularly. Okay.
Well, what now?
Okay.
If the knife isn't the murder weapon, there's no definitive proof that I'm the killer.
Well, there's something
We'll be
wrong
the
with
judge
you,
of that.
though.
You say you were shoved away, but you can't actually prove it, right?
Okay.
That's right. Even if a different weapon was used, it does not mean Nagito has been cleared of suspicion.
I guess.
But there's another reason why I don't think Nagito is the killer.
Okay, why?
There's still more?
Based on what we've discussed, Byakuya was killed under the table, right?
Yes.
Is there something wrong with that? Well, even if that's true, I feel Nagito looks, clean.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He's not, like,
Nobody's
covered
ever
in stuff.
complimented me on my appearance before. Not even my own mother.
You guy.
I'm not talking about your looks.
Okay. Why does Mikan think Nagito looks clean? Because there's no blood on Nagito, right? It was covered in blood under there?
Are you trying to say something like, why didn't Nagito have any bloodstains on him?
Exactly.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Because under the table, there was a lot of blood splattered everywhere, right?
Right.
There were even bloodstains on the inside of the tablecloth.
Right.
If he stabbed Byakuya to death, it's strange he did not get splattered with an appropriate amount of blood.
Right.
I didn't get any blood on me? That is weird.
Why do you sound like
you
that?
just used something to block the blood, didn't you?
Something that might have been used to block the blood splatter. What do you think it could have been?
The tablecloth, right?
I guess we did see something I could have used. Isn't that right, Hajime?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's only one thing he could have used to block the blood splatter. That was, the storage room tablecloth, right? I think so.
I can prove it with this.
Yes.
You're talking about the bloodstained tablecloth we found in the storage room, right?
Right.
If there are bloodstains on it, that settles it. Nagito used the tablecloth to block the blood splatter.
Okay.
But that was found in the storage room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you suggesting he hid it there after the murder?
You mean after the lights came back on? What would he have done if we'd seen him?
That's
well...
true. The tablecloth was pretty big, so even if you tried to hide it and take it with you...
Wearing a tablecloth, going under the table, getting a knife in a blackout, and stabbing someone. That's not just impossible for someone like me. Wouldn't it also be impossible for you guys too?
So does that mean it's Fuyuhiko?
What does it mean?
Maybe the killer didn't necessarily stab Byakuya under the table.
Oh? Like under the floor, right? That's what we thought originally?
No, there's no mistake that the murder occurred under that table.
Even the inside of the tablecloth was bloody. So there's no denying Byakuya was killed there.
Right?
But that doesn't mean where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are the same, right?
Yes, I think
don't
so.
understand at all!
The place where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different?
Huh? Hajime, you look like you're onto something.
Yes, maybe?
But it
Sounds like a riddle.
Okay.
I feel like I'm onto something, but it's still not clear what that is.
Okay.
Under the table, but not under the table. If it's somehow possible, it's the only way that makes sense.
I mean, that has to be
Moving
under the
forward,
floor, right?
We should put aside all unnecessary preconceptions and just choose the answer. I think.
That's like completely clear. That makes total sense. In scenes where you have to figure out important words, the improved Hangman's Gambit will occur. The goal is to line up the right letters in order so it reveals a keyword related to the instant in question. Improved Hangman's Gambit is like a little puzzle game. Various letters will be flying across the screen in all directions. There are 2 rules you must remember. 1, if two different letters clash, you'll take damage. 2, if 2 of the same letters clash, they will fuse. You must make 2 of the same letters clash while you try not to let 2 different letters clash. That is what's most important. In order to do that, you've been given a technique to catch and release. When you move the reticule with the mouse and press the right mouse button when it's on top of a letter, you can snatch the letter like a vacuum. That is what it means to catch the letter. However, you can only catch 1 letter at a time, so please be careful. When you press the right mouse button, you have a letter caught. You can shoot it where your cursor is aiming. This is how you release the letter. Okay. With catch and release, you can change the position of the letters and hit letters into each other. Make sure you hit the same letters so you can fuse them. The fused letters will freeze and get bigger. By pressing the right mouse button, you can blow up and erase it from the field. This is called firing the letters. Catch and release with the right mouse button, and after you fuse them, fire with the right mouse button. That's a whole lot of right mouse buttons, yeah? However, if you just erase letters, you won't be able to clear the game. Ultimately, the main goal of Improved Hangman's Gambit is completing the word, displaying the question with the tab key, and figure out what keyword will answer that question. About lining up the keyword, instead of pressing right mouse button to fire each letter, please press the left mouse button. If that happens at the same time the letters blow up, it will be sent to the keyword list. If a sent letter is correct, it will fit in the keyword list. If it's not, the influence gauge will take damage. You must write the keyword in order. Based on the flying letters, please think about the completed word. Also, if you leave a fused letter alone for a while, it will just blow up on its own, of course. In that case, it will still damage you, so please be very careful. Oh boy. It took so long to explain it, but do you understand it now? I'm gonna go with no. If you press the escape key during these scenes, you can review the controls, of course. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. The place Byakuya got stabbed and the place where the killer did the stabbing aren't the same. Using those words as a clue, I should put aside my preconceptions and try to think about it. Something is coming to me. Just a little bit more. I have a feeling I can see something. Okay. Hangman's Gambit. Yeah, it could be under the table, but we said not table. Floor also fits. So we'll just have to see. Obviously, these are all gonna merge. Okay, so right click, right? We need U. Oh, why did I do that? I meant to add it here. Whoops. Is this another U? It is another U. Okay, so we got that. Alright, so we have 2 E's. We need an N. Alright. Oh, here we go. Under. E. Okay, we're gonna have to kill that one. It's getting too big. Under the... Oh man, why do we have the F now? Oh, there's an R. Okay, under... Oh, darn. I missed it. Okay, oh, I can... Oh! I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. I was able to move it. Like I could fire it. Maybe oh, that might have just been accident, right? I don't need 2 of these. I don't need this. Okay, so I need an E. And I don't need any more of these. There's an E. Under the floor, right? That's what we think? Alright, we don't need this. Floor. Alright. Can I save that and, like, get an R? There we go. That's fine. I did take damage, but I got it. Yes, under the floor. Correct. Okay.
I got it! The killer must have stabbed Byakuya from under the floorboards.
Okay.
Under the floorboards?
The floorboards in the old building are full of gaps, and there was no carpet laid out under the table.
Right.
If they stuck the weapon through one of the gaps, they could have stabbed Byakuya to death.
Correct.
If so, that means the killer was able to get under the floorboards. But where? And how?
Exactly.
I don't know that yet, but I have a feeling there's someone here who does know.
Okay. Who? That's right. If I remember correctly, one person here should know how to get under the floorboards. Well, Chiaki was looking, right? Her and Gundam were looking, right? Me? You were trying to find out if you can get under the floorboards, right? Didn't you find something? Well, that's true. The only thing I found was that there's no way to get under the floorboards from outside. I see. Hold on, there was someone else who was investigating how to go under the floorboards. Okay, so it was her and Gundam, right? So maybe it's him. All right, so who else would it be? Let's see. You, right?
You're the only one!
Okay. So it was him.
Hey, Gundam, you dropped your earring in the dining hall, right?
Yes, and now
Referring
he's
to the
wearing it.
Hellhound earring?
Yes.
About that earring.
I said, are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
Maybe?
About that hellhound earring. You dropped it beneath the floorboards, right?
Yes.
Ah, there it is. I have found it. Truly, that is the Hellhound earring. Wahahaha. It seems God exists for my benefit.
I don't know about all that. I see. Good for you.
However, how do I recover it? I cannot fit my arm through this opening. Were I to use it as a tool, it would probably not, or were I to use a tool, it would probably not reach either.
Just a bit longer and I would have reduced everything, including that old building, to ashes.
Oh boy.
However, it's just as the old legend said. The Hellhound earring has returned to its owner, to me!
Okay.
Is it safe to say that that earring is the one hanging from your right ear?
Yes.
Huh? Could it be?
Yeah, he
Gundam
didn't
wasn't
have
wearing
one
an
there.
earring during the investigation. And if he had it on by the time the class trial began,
Then he had to have
then
gotten
that
it.
means Gundam was able
from
to
under
retrieve
there,
his
right?
earring from beneath the floorboards during the investigation.
Right.
So, Gundam knows how to get under the floorboards.
Exactly.
It's understandable. After all, you fools only view the world through eyes of glass. But I am different. With the power of my 4 dark devas of destruction, it is of no concern.
You talking about your hamsters, my guy?
Truly, this is the evil 4th eye. Before the might of the evil 4th eye, all visual chaos is rendered asunder.
Okay.
What should I do? I'm embarrassed just listening to him.
Oh! Man up and speak more clearly!
Please?
Fine, I shall tell you all. The answer was in the storage room.
Okay. That's where we found the tablecloth.
One of my 4 dark devas of destruction, Mirage Golden Hawk, Jumpy, has seen beyond the chaos. A secret passage of doom leading to the underground lurks beneath a large assortment of random boxes.
Okay.
After securing a lighter from the supermarket, I threw caution to the wind and ventured below the floorboards.
All right.
And as a result of that lonesome battle, I was able to recover the Hellhound earring with my own 2 hands.
Okay. Was there anything there, or were you the killer?
Tremble with fear, fools! Behold my power!
There he goes blabbing about power and crap. You're ridiculous. You're just a breeder, you know.
Anyway, it sounds like you can go under the floorboards from the storage room.
Right,
And
right.
that has to be how the killer did it.
Yes. But they don't.
If the
Well,
space beneath the floor is empty, it's not that far to move from the storage room to the dining hall.
yeah, I guess the people at the back would have had the best case, right? Or the best
I
chance.
see. If they passed through the storage room, I understand why the tablecloth was put there.
Exactly, exactly.
The killer lurked under the floorboards during the party, and from there, stab, stab, stab!
Are you sure?
You don't like stab, stab, stab? Should it sound more fleshy, like...
I'm not talking about your sound effects.
Okay.
You're saying they snuck under the floorboards, but that means they would have had to leave the party, right? So, was there anyone who was able to do that?
Then whoever wasn't at the party is the killer. They must be the one who was waiting under the floorboards.
Fuyuhiko?
Who wasn't at the party again?
I didn't participate, but I was guarding the entrance, remember? Monami over there can be my witness, right?
Okay.
Yes! This Monami over here is your witness!
I believe there's no need to discuss this matter further, but I was unable to leave the bathroom.
Yes, she was having some stomach issues.
I was in the kitchen for a long time, but I frequently went to the dining hall to deliver my dishes.
Yeah.
The only person who wasn't at the party...
It was
Judging from the
Fuyuhiko.
photo I took before the blackout,
It obviously has to be him.
Everyone's looking at him. It all comes back to you, my guy.
it's decided!
What the f are you saying? I'm not the killer!
Oh, really? What happened to the tough guy who was saying stuff like,
I can do it.
I thought he also said he was the only one who could do
Don't
it.
mess with me! I'll
Did I misremember
you!
that?
see? You're making threats again.
Yep, that's right. Things are starting to get exciting.
Oh boy! Good news, you are now allowed to use the silencer. You can use the silencer with the right mouse button as many times as you want. When you use the silencer, you can shoot down the white noise. Also, when you shoot down the white noise, your time limit will increase a little. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. So aim carefully when you're using the silencer. Alright, oh, but if the difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In that case, you'll still be able to use the silencer, but it will be somewhat pointless. However, if you feel like doing a little bang bang, you can use it to your heart's content. Okay? Alright? And then you can see the controls with escape key. Good luck and have fun. Oh boy, so silencer, huh? Make your arguments. A Boogie's account, Teru, Kazuichi, Nekomaru. Okay, it's probably gonna, if we're talking about Fuyuhiko,
During
it's
the
probably
party,
gonna
the
be
killer.
Chiaki's, right? 'Cause she's
Was
the one who
lurking under
said,
the floor like a cockroach.
she's the one that said she
Stared at
saw.
panties all day without going to the storage room in the dark.
Is that true, Fuyuhiko?
He was, no, I don't
Don't
think
act
he's
like
the
I'm
perp.
the killer!
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know?
Well, that's not true. Chiaki saw
That
him.
means you have no alibi.
But he does.
No, that's wrong!
Right?
No, Fuyuhiko definitely has an alibi. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Huh? What happened, Fuyuhiko? Oh, hey, what are you doing here, all alone at a place like this? I'm standing guard so Monokuma doesn't come inside.
How diligent of you.
I saw Fuyuhiko after the party started. There's no way he could have been waiting under the floor before then.
Mm-hmm.
You should have said that earlier, dumb.
It's still your fault. Like, why were you even lurking around the old building in the first place?
Because he wanted to join it?
Shut up!
Maybe there really is a secret passage to go under the floorboards from outside. And he came to spy.
Maybe.
What'd you say, mother?
Oh no!
He's like, I said nothing.
Wow, he got chewed out, but he looks super happy.
Regardless, it's impossible to go under the floorboards from outside. Chiaki and I already confirmed that.
Right, because they were looking for his
Then
earring.
someone definitely went under the floorboards through the storage room during the party.
Seems like it.
Party? It was probably during the blackout.
Right?
Well, if someone disappeared during the blackout, no one would have noticed.
But walking down that dark hallway to the storage room is like trying to make Eggs Benedict without any eggs.
Okay.
You're right. I couldn't even see the office in that darkness, and that room was much closer.
But is it really impossible?
Is it?
It might be better if we examine that possibility a little bit more.
It was super dark, you know? There's no way you'd be able to find your way to the storage room.
I can't stop thinking about it. I feel like there's something I've overlooked. For clarity's sake, once
It
again.
appears we're getting close to the final stage.
Seems like it.
Blackened or the spotless? Which is superior? I think it's time to settle this.
Okay. Make your argument. Duralumin case, party dishes, fire door, kitchen equipment list.
The hallway was really dark during the blackout.
Let's see. Murder threat, kitchen equipment list. A knife found at the crime scene was not included on the kitchen's equipment list. All the dangerous equipment that could be a potential weapon was confiscated by Byakuya. Apparently, there's an iron plate for barbecue and a portable stove for cooking hot pots. That could maybe fire door. If the fire breaks out, the door in the hallway of the old building can be shut. Maybe firelights come on, possibly. Duralumin case I don't think would be it because they wouldn't be able to open it, right? So
Moving to the storage room like
maybe
that. It's like making a seafood
maybe
bowl
that.
without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
A string, huh? It sure be easy to
Maybe
hide.
there was another pair of night vision goggles?
Maybe.
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
Yeah.
Definitely sounds impossible.
The killer's method for moving in the dark might be what that one person suggested. So if so, I might be able to prove it. Yeah, I think
The
it's
hallway was
gotta
really
be
dark
like
during
the
the blackout.
the barbecue plate or something, right? Like
Moving
it
to
was
the storage room like
those
that.
portable lights or
It's like
portable
making a
stove.
seafood bowl without fish.
And be kind of like
Is it
trying
really
to
not
see,
possible?
but maybe it would be difficult.
What if they used a string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
I think it's gonna be
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut.
Akane's response, right?
What if they used a light?
I agree
Right?
with that.
Consent. Yeah, so they used one of the missing
The killer
lights.
had a light with him.
Right.
Oh, I was right? But where could they have found a light?
There was one nearby for sure. See? It's written on the kitchen's equipment list.
Right. 20 forks, 20 knives, 20 spoons, 5 iron skewers, 3 frying pans, 20 wine glasses. There are also iron plates for barbecue and even, a portable stove for cooking hot pots. Iron plates and a portable stove. I do recall seeing them on the shelf over there. This kitchen seems to be well kept. There should be no problems using it.
It's the portable stove.
Right.
Portable stove?
The portable stove isn't powered by electricity, and it's also small enough to carry around.
Yes.
So, The killer used the portable stove to move from the hallway to the storage room during the blackout.
Okay.
I see. I never considered the portable stove. But there's a hole in your argument.
Really? Huh?
A hole? What kind of hole? It would be great if you could explain it to me in much more detail.
Oh my gosh. Why do you have to say it in such a
I wasn't
creepy
making a perverted
voice?
joke or anything. It's really not a perverted joke. I'm serious.
Repeating yourself just makes it even more suspicious.
Exactly.
Now then, Hajime, will you battle against me?
Battle.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Will you be able to break through my argument?
Maybe. What does he mean, battle? It sounds like he's enjoying a game or something. There's no way I'm gonna lose against someone like him. Okay, so it's one of these again. Alright. Night vision, kitchen equipment, fire door, storage room, tablecloth, party dishes.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
His testimony? But there was... Okay, so there was nothing for me to...
what Kazuichi said. What are you trying to say?
What's he trying to say?
The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the office was because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Oh,
After all,
wait.
he was walking near the hallway, right?
No, wait. What if it was... It's true that any light source in the dark hallway would have stood out. So if the killer did have a light, the reason Kazuichi wasn't able to see it was...
The reason Kazuichi couldn't was
were
because
those
the
doors
hallway was
closed?
dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Maybe?
Allow me to cut through those words.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Nagito, did you forget? Or are you just pretending you forgot?
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's hard to tell with
There should
him.
have been a wall that blocked light.
Right?
I'm talking about the fire door in the hallway.
Exactly.
If you close it, it would form a perfect wall in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the hallway rounds a corner just beyond the fire door. So
Exactly.
even if there was a small gap in the door, as long as they passed the corner, the light still wouldn't peek out.
Right.
I see. To actually notice the fire door. Just as expected of the ultimate... Oh. You still don't remember your talent, do you?
Thanks for reminding us, my guy.
Who cares about that right now?
Exactly.
Nagito, what are you plotting? For someone who insists he's not the killer, you are quite nosy.
True.
You sound so scary. If you're that angry, why don't you take a deep breath?
Okay.
You sure like to piss us off. How about I shut your mouth for you?
Hey, it's okay if you guys fight, but I won't allow a burly brawl that might offend people.
But you'll allow all kinds of other stuff that will offend people? Right.
More importantly, can you hurry up and decide who's the blackened already? Time runs out when I get bored.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Fine, I get it. You're telling me to pass the torch, right?
What?
Pass the torch?
Exactly what?
We're going to ask the real killer, not an imposter like me, to show themselves.
Really?
You're obviously the killer, right?
If you think I am, I really don't mind.
Huh.
Whatever conclusion you ultimates arrive at, I will accept it, no matter what it is.
Interesting. So you're telling me to call out the real killer, even though I really don't want to condemn that person, but there's no other way, right? The person who used the hallway's fire door as cover and used the portable stove to move in the dark and snuck under the floorboards to stab Byakuya to death using the glowing paint as a mark. So the only killer I can think of is... Uh-oh. You and only you. This isn't gonna be good, man. Uh-oh. There's only one person who would have had access to that, right? The one in the kitchen. Teru.
You're the only one!
Oh man.
Teru. Could it be you?
Huh? What? What are you talking about?
Teru's the killer? Is that true?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? There's no way!
Of course, that's simply my assumption. So if you have an objection, please speak freely.
Okay.
Objection or not, why am I being treated like the killer?
It was a question.
The portable stove used in the murder came from the kitchen.
True.
That's it? That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that a little drastic?
You had
You're
access
cruel.
to the storage room.
Cruel. Too cruel.
Teru. That attitude is so not like you.
Okay.
For the ultimate cook to get so upset.
Call me chef.
Call me chef.
You fall to aspersions like this, who will be there to support the future of the culinary arts?
Okay.
The future of the culinary arts.
Right.
That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must face this and fight it fair and square.
Okay.
You're right. Yeah, that's totally right.
So, what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
It's not food.
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should try some later.
Nagito, why are you interfering?
Let's assume
Yeah,
that the
why
killer
is he?
used a light, and that they used the fire door to mask that light, and that they moved to the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what? It's dark under the floorboards too, so how would they be able to stab Byakuya? You're not gonna say they shined the light on Byakuya, right?
Right.
Plan would have been ruined if he noticed.
Right.
That's right. What do you think about that?
Would have been the same thing that Nagito was attracted to, though?
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath
That's
the
true.
floorboards.
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went
might.
under the floorboards.
No. Unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards. The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
Well, then that.
What? A shining liquid in the dark?
Exactly.
That sounds super important!
Hmm.
If there was a shining mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
I would think so.
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim.
Right? The victim was targeted by a mark. What was the mark? It's the paint, right? I think, doesn't this talk about the paint? A glowing paint-like substance coats it? So, glow-in-the-dark paint, maybe?
I can prove it with this.
Okay.
The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
All right. The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
Ah, by using the glowing paint as a target, they were able to judge where to stab even in the dark.
Right.
I see. The killer didn't target an actual person. They just struck the moment the glowing paint moved.
Okay.
That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife.
Mm-hmm.
So, the killer used the mark that I prepared for finding the knife as a mark for stabbing. I see. That's why Byakuya got killed when he took the knife.
But if they were able to do that, wouldn't that mean the killer knew about Nagito's plan all along?
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, Teru!
Seriously? I don't know anything.
He's sweating
Really?
an awful lot.
I don't know anything at all.
Then can I ask everyone a question instead?
Yes, please.
You again? Just stop already!
Now. We should give everyone a
I
fair
feel like the
opportunity
two
to
of them
speak.
work together.
If Teru is the killer, That would mean he went to the storage room during the blackout.
Okay.
And just what did Ibuki hear during the blackout?
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the? What's going on here? This is.
Ow!
Turn the lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
That's true.
She heard Teru's voice in the dining hall?
Doesn't that prove Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout?
It proves his voice was.
That's right! That's exactly it!
But Teru was in the kitchen the moment the blackout occurred, right? So, why was he in the dining hall?
Uh-huh.
I thought the blackout was only in the kitchen, so I panicked and ran out of there.
But you couldn't see.
Of course, the hallway was dark too, but somehow I managed to move along the wall toward everyone's voices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not that far to move along the wall from the kitchen to the dining hall.
Okay.
That sounds fishy.
If I remember correctly, you can tell when a person is lying by licking their sweat.
Gross.
So, if you want, you should try licking me.
Gross.
No way! You look greasy. But I heard Teru's voice in the dining hall! Ibuki swears on her honor!
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Teru was in the dining hall, not the storage room. Which means he's not the killer.
Unless he was already under the floor of the dining
No,
hall.
that's not it. Why? Why do you want to keep falsely accusing me? It's not like I want to blame you.
You should be so proud of yourself, Hajime. You're just progressing toward the hope you believe in.
Uh-huh.
Now, Hajime, show me more of your hope. Will that be enough to crush Teru's hope?
He's so twisted, man. Alright, what are our arguments? The knife, bloodstain under the table, gaps in the floorboard, duralumin case. Okay.
Let me ask you again. Did you go to the storage room during the blackout?
There's no way I went to the storage room. I was somewhere totally different.
I definitely heard Teru's voice.
Right?
It's handsome, unlike his face.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it was recording or something?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Nope, definitely a live voice.
If Ibuki's right.
As long as I have her testimony.
Under the
fact
floorboards,
that I was in
right?
the dining hall cannot be disputed.
Okay. There's definitely a contradiction hidden within those remarks. I need to find it.
Let me ask you again. Did
Gaps
you
in
go
the
to
floorboard,
storage room
right?
During the blackout.
I think that's what it's gonna be.
There's no way I went to the storage room. I was
Let's see.
somewhere totally different.
I
We'll see.
definitely heard Teru's voice.
Okay.
It's handsome, unlike his face.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it was recording or something?
Did we play it anywhere?
Nope, definitely a live voice.
If Ibuki's right?
Right. As long as I have her testimony. The fact that I was in the dining hall cannot be
Cannot be
I'll shoot
disputed.
through that contradiction.
But are you sure? You could have been under the dining
Just
room.
because we heard Teru's voice in the dining hall doesn't mean he was literally in the dining hall.
Exactly.
Huh? Why?
Remember the floor in the dining hall? It was full of gaps, right?
Uh-huh.
So even if you shouted from under the floor, it should have sounded just like the voices in the dining hall.
Exactly. He has nothing to say.
But
that face.
So he brazenly shouted from under the floor to make us think he was in the dining hall.
Uh-huh.
Is that true, Teru?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Can you explain this, Teru?
Can you?
I told you to wait a second, ain't I?
What? What?
What are y'all even saying anymore? I'm telling you, I was in that there dining hall during the blackout.
What?
Where are you from again?
That's what I'm wondering.
I was born in West Asabu and raised in South Aoyama.
What?
Hey, you guys! This guy's He's a major liar.
What?
Taro was in the dining hall during the blackout. He should have been there after the power returned, right?
Right?
Well, I believe so. There's no way he could have gone back and forth in that dark hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Was Teru actually there during that time?
Was he?
I sure was. I was there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Something like this shouldn't be decided by gut instinct. People's lives are at stake.
Right. You guys should have been deciding this on the spot with your hazy memories.
What in the
And
world?
it's getting even worse. He's definitely lying.
Uh-huh.
However, I am not sure. I believe that he was there, and I believe that he was not there.
Oh, is there any way we can decide?
Is there?
Why don't we consult his memories?
Consult his memories? His memories?
Gosh, yeah, don't be saying things like that. Don't make no sense. Can you even prove I wasn't in the dining hall?
I probably can.
Oh, you again.
Whether or not Tara was in the dining hall during the blackout, in order to know for sure, I just need to throw that question at him. Okay, what question? What question? I'm gonna run out of help. I don't know how many more chances I have. I've almost asked all of the evidence, though.
Gosh, yeah, don't be saying things like that. Don't make no sense. Can you even prove I wasn't in the dining hall?
I have a suspicion that we can. Oh no. When did Mikan's embarrassing pose happen? I think it happened after the blackout, and he for sure would have noticed. Ugh. Oh man. Alright guys, I'm sorry.
Oh, you again.
In order to know for sure, I just need to throw that question at him. Okay, we're gonna try the embarrassing pose. I think it happened after... I'm gonna do this super fast. But I think it happened after the blackout.
I can prove it with this.
Of course it was.
If you're claiming that you were in the dining hall when the power came back, then you should know how Mikan was positioned at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what?
No! Don't make me remember! It's so embarrassing!
I was wondering how they'd make that relevant.
No, this is a very important question. Well, Teru, if you were really in the dining hall at that time, you should know the answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty clever way of tripping. There's no way you'd forget about it so easily.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I showed you something so unsightly.
My goodness.
How about it? You can't answer, Teru?
Uh-huh.
Huh? That's weird. Just slipped from my mind.
Of everybody's mind, it would definitely not have slipped from your mind,
There's
my
no
guy.
way it would slip from your mind, especially not a pervert like you.
Exactly.
Even so.
Mm-hmm.
Nagito, say something.
Mm-mm.
I guess you might have to give up now.
Wait, give up? What do you mean, give up?
Teru. I'm disappointed too, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's lonely watching someone I admire reach the limits of their hope. It kind of feels like a broken dream.
Oh, man.
Nagito, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the killer like that?
Well, hold on a sec. Don't go moving this along on your own like I really am the killer.
Huh? But it's already decided, right?
I don't know about that.
No matter what that hasn't been cleared up yet, Chef?
That's true.
I can't understand him anymore. It appears he's saying the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet.
Yeah?
You understand him?
But it's such a sad defense. This is too cruel.
Oh, you calling me the killer? Then where's the weapon?
Come on,
Mm-hmm.
Manumi. Enough with the whimpering and translate.
He said, if you're calling me the killer, then where's the weapon?
Yeah. Was it a
Weapon,
barbecue
huh?
skewer?
It's not the knife, right?
It's the missing skewer, right?
Judging from Byakuya's wounds, it was a thin-edged tool that's roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if they stabbed from under the floorboards, the weapon would need to be at least 50 centimeters in length.
Mm-hmm.
After all this, who cares about the weapon?
Not good enough! Not good enough at all!
He said, not good enough. Not good enough at all. Fine, I got it. Let's try thinking about what the
I
weapon
know what
was.
it was. It was that meat skewer.
He said, try to do it.
That's not what he said.
Confusing accent.
Anyway, we need to focus and think about this. A thin-edged tool with a diameter of about 50 millimeters and at least 50 centimeters in length. The weapon that meets those requirements might have been used at the crime scene. Huh? What's that? Okay, it's gonna be this, what are we, meat skewer, maybe? We'll see. What do we got? Meat, S-K-E-W-E-R. I think that's what it's going to be. Alright, we will need these, but I'm gonna have to get rid of that. Oh, iron skewer, right? Okay, so, oops, I didn't mean to do that. It's gonna be iron skewer. Where's my other R? Okay. I won't need that yet. I will need this one. And this. Okay, I don't need O's anymore. I will need these. Let's do this. Okay, alright, we're gonna need this. We don't need 2 of them, and I do need a K. Don't need that. Don't need a K. I need an E. Come on. E. Yep. Skewer, and now I need another E. Just need an E and an R. That's all we need. There's my E. Now I just need the R. And there we go. Iron skewer. Boom.
Got it.
Exactly.
That's it. The weapon must be the iron skewer.
Exactly.
Huh? The iron skewer?
The one from the Brazilian meat.
Before the party, as Byakuya was confiscating all the dangerous items, he spoke to Tero Tero.
Exactly. I checked the equipment list, and there seems to be one iron skewer missing. That's right. As far as I know, that's been missing from the start.
So that missing iron skewer is the weapon?
Yep.
An iron skewer would match up with the wounds perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Teru Teru, where'd you hide the iron skewer?
He's foaming at the mouth. That's crazy. What? What?
Did he really just say that?
He's just saying random to with us. You probably dumped it somewhere on the island, didn't you?
Maybe.
This school trip has a no littering rule. If he had violated it, the island sirens would be ringing non-stop.
Would they?
Island sirens? Just for littering?
My goodness.
Also, I was on guard duty, and I never once saw Teru Teru leave the old building.
Okay.
Which means he obviously hid it somewhere in the old building.
Right.
It's probably the kitchen again, right?
Teru Teru, just man up and be straight with us. Oh. Oh, 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 whoa!
Finally, we are nearing the end. A cornered opponent will be surrounded by soul shields and will not listen what you have to say. It will probably pain you to condemn your classmate, but this is a class trial after all. You must argue against your opponent and destroy their soul shields. A high-speed dispute battle where you beat down a panicked opponent's excuses and nonsense. That's the bullet time the panic talk action. P for panic, T for talk, A for action. We'll shorten it to PTA. During PTA, you must destroy all your opponent's soul shields so you can deliver your final strike. In order to do that, you must destroy your opponent's remarks while following the tempo of the song, okay? Time your button press with the tempo marker as it moves across the screen. Match the tempo marker by pressing the left mouse button, and you'll be able to lock onto the opponent's remark. If you keep pressing it, you'll be able to lock onto multiple remarks at the same time. Afterward, if you release the left mouse button in time with the tempo marker, it will intercept the locked-on remark and destroy it. By destroying remarks, you will be able to damage the soul shields, protecting the opponent and destroy them. However, if you cannot destroy their remark within the time limit, you will end up getting hurt. During PTA, you can press the escape key to review the controls. But for this PTA, we'll just focus on pressing the left mouse button. Please wait for another time for the other features. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll find yourself in a tempo down situation. When the song changes, the tempo changes. This will alter the timing of each button. Please be careful. Last but not least, let me tell you about the final blow. If you destroy all of your opponent's soul shields, they will start to give their final argument. If that happens, 4 words will be displayed on the top, bottom, left, and right sides of the screen. Each of these 4 words corresponds to the W, S, A, and D key. If you press the buttons in the right order, you will be able to compose the words of your final strike. Okay? Please make your argument while searching for the words that will trump your opponent's final argument. Also, if you don't deliver your final strike within the time limit, the opponent's soul shields will recover. Good luck and have fun. Oh boy. Oh man.
What the hell you saying, you hit?
He said, oh, what the hell are you even saying, you stupid country hit?
I guess we have no choice but to somehow find out for ourselves.
If the iron skewer is the weapon, then hiding it in the kitchen would be the easiest way to slip it by. But Byakuya and I checked the kitchen pretty thoroughly before the party started. Which means, was the weapon already hidden somewhere we couldn't find it? Was it under the floorboard? I think it might have been. Could it have been in an unexpected place? Where would that be? Where did he hide a long weapon like an iron skewer? Think carefully.
He said, I'm not hiding anything.
I'm not hiding anything!
I must reveal to Teru the conclusive evidence that proves he's the killer. So could he have hidden it under the floorboards? Okay.
Shut up! That's impossible! Nonsense! Unforgivable! I don't know! Paris Hilton!
Oh boy.
Shut up!
These are some amazing arguments.
Nonsense!
Oh boy.
Unforgivable!
We almost got it.
I don't know! Paris Hilton! Unforgivable! Where would the weapon be?
On the meat bone? On the meat bone. Okay, now we gotta do it again. Another soul shield. Let's see.
Where would the weapon be?
On the meat bone. Right?
That's impossible!
Not on the meat bone?
Shut up!
Where would it be then?
That's impossible! Where would the weapon be?
Oops. So it's obviously that's wrong.
Nonsense!
So what are we missing here?
Unforgivable!
The meat bone.
I don't know.
The meat on bone?
Where is Hilton? Where would the weapon be?
The bone on meat? That doesn't make any sense. On the meat bone. On the bone meat? Bone on the meat? Bone on the meat? No.
Unforgivable!
Meat on the bone? Maybe?
I don't know.
Hidden in the meat on the bone, right? Maybe that's what it is. Meat on the bone?
Shut up! Where would the
Meat
weapon be?
on the bone.
This is the end.
Okay. So, again, right idea, not the right order. It's the meat, the big meat on the
iron
bone.
skewer have been hidden inside the piece of meat on the bone.
What are you saying? There's no way I'd hide anything in a place like that.
That's clearly impossible. I mean, that's inside the food.
Impossible. That's what Byakuya and I thought. That's why we overlooked it.
Exactly. It seems there are no dangerous items like that skewer in the churrasco earlier, inside that pile of food. That appears to be the case. Phew, I wouldn't have known what to do if he said fish bones and meat bones were also dangerous items.
But in fact, the only place you could hide the weapon was inside the food that couldn't be inspected. Out of all the dishes you prepared, the only one that could hide a weapon as long as an iron skewer is the meat on the bone.
Exactly.
What now?
I'm using my right to remain silent.
There's no way that exists here.
We need to confirm this now.
Exactly.
So if we eat that tasty-looking piece of meat and find the iron skewer inside, bullseye!
All right. Monokuma or Monami, one of you hurry and bring over that piece of meat.
Oh boy.
1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll eat the whole thing.
Wait, now hold on a second. Time out.
What are you doing? Hurry up and bring it over.
Oh man, the tension.
About that.
Huh? Where did Monokuma go? I'm right here.
He got the meat. Oh, he's eating it?
I'm already eating it.
A bear that eats meat! Wait, now that I think about it, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, it actually is.
Oh, what is this? So yummy!
Damn it! That's my meat!
I've never eaten anything like it in my entire life. The taste brings me back to my days in the wild.
Oh man. He's like freaking out.
This is bad. Seriously, this is really bad.
My. There's something inside the meat.
Uh-oh, imagine that.
Look what came out.
Oh man.
Isn't that...
Is that an iron skewer?
Check it out. The handle looks like it's made of bone. Pretty clever.
That's
The
true.
sword of destruction, encased in bone and sheathed in meat. It brought catastrophe unto Byakuya.
As expected of Teru Teru. Such a fantastic weapon from the ultimate chef.
Oh man.
You're wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm not the kind of person who would kill someone.
But clearly you
I
did.
got it. You all set me up. You guys set me up so you could blame this on me.
Jeez, what a disappointment.
I mean, Nagito probably set it up.
Such an unseemly defense for an ultimate like you. Can you really call that hope?
Hey, Nagito. I'm sorry, but can you just be quiet?
I like Chiaki.
Lisa, you're all nothing but a bunch of poor, loudmouth, fast food eating hicks.
You don't need to translate anymore. Somehow I can tell what he's trying to say.
Let's just deal with Nagito later. More importantly, we should
I
first...
guess we need to settle this. Once and for all.
Yep.
To do that, we need to go over the entire incident from beginning to end and make everything clear.
Alright. Go over the entire incident, and then I can prove Teruteru's crime. That's right. If we don't do that, we can't end this no matter how much time passes.
So, we need to do it.
Man, I can't believe it. It was Teruteru this whole time. That's crazy. I totally did not expect that. I did not see that one coming. But we're going to save the closing argument for the next time. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, and the links are in the description. If you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/Lear27. And I hope you'll join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye.